Okay, so we are live on Facebook, we're live on Instagram, and we are ready to get started. I am so excited about our training this week, and I'm sure it's going to help quite a few people. We're going to start talking about some lead magnets and how you can use them within your business to bring in more leads. That way you can start closing more sales. So don't forget, if you have any questions, be sure to drop them below and I will get to them just as soon as possible. But otherwise, we're going to get started and we're going to talk how we can start bringing in more leads. So what is a lead magnet? I get asked that quite often. And a lead magnet is just something that you can use to incentivize a potential client to give them their contact information in exchange for something. So some really popular ones that I have seen used would be depending on the business, but some popular ones are like swipe files. You don't see those as much in real estate, but I've seen them used on the business side of things. So if you see swipe files, that's a opt-in option. A guide or an ebook, those are some really popular lead magnets that you can use. Reports, video series, checklists, those are all really popular opt-ins and some different ways that you can use those. So let's talk about a guide for a second. What are some different guides that you could use for opt-ins? Maybe a community guide. So you can talk about why people love living in the area, put in some things to do, school district information. So basically take what you have on your community pages and turn them into an instant download to be able to share with consumers, and it's a great way to bring in some opt-ins. A checklist. Maybe you work with people who do a lot of relocation, so you could do a checklist on how to prepare for a move, whether it's long distance, across the country, or even just across town. So how to start preparing, maybe 2 months, 8 weeks out, 4 weeks out, and as you get closer, maybe a checklist on what to do as you are preparing to enter the real estate market as a home buyer. A video series, a great option for a video series would be a first-time home buyer. So what you do is you create these videos, and you can even store them on YouTube, but create a video series. And so you can use the opt-in as, if you're a first-time home buyer, grab my free video series, and then each day you go over a different part of the home buying process. Reports, the really easy ones are going to be the home buyer report, what the market's doing in someone's area. Other ebooks, maybe a more in-depth guide about, how to prepare, saving up for, sorry guys, I just went blank there for a second. How to start saving money to enter the market, how to save for a down payment, what's included in the down payment, and closing costs and everything that goes into that. And what you may even consider doing if you want to go like the home buyer route is talk with a local mortgage person, and maybe the two of y'all get together and create this guide, and you can share the leads back and forth. So if someone opts in on your page, you share that information with the mortgage person. If someone opts in with the mortgage person, they can share that information with you. So you can kind of create this guide together and have both your information and the vendor's information on there. So as you're deciding what type of lead magnet you want to use, keep these points in mind, because these are going to make a good lead magnet. It solves a problem. So for home buyers and sellers, what type of problems do you want to solve for them? You want to help them get a quick win. So as soon as they look at this lead magnet, it's going to help take some type of pressure or stress off of them, because they're quickly able to start implementing it to use in the home buying and selling process. You want to get very specific on one topic. Don't try to put too much into a lead magnet. You want to focus on one topic and get very specific in that area. Make it easy to digest. You don't want to have, these super long pages with, a whole lot of content that it's hard to read. You want to make everything as easy to digest as possible. You want to make sure it offers a lot of value in there. So you want to give them as much stuff as you can for free without them paying for it. I know as real estate agents, you typically aren't going to get paid until you get to closing, but that doesn't mean you couldn't create some things later down the road for small prices, like create a more in-depth ebook and maybe sell it for $10. There's, some stuff that you could do. You want to make it sure it's available instantly. So as soon as someone opts in and gives you their information, you want to either set it up to where it redirects directly to the download, or it goes to a thank you page that says, hey, check your inbox. That's where your download's going to be. But you want to make sure it's available instantly for them. You don't want to make them wait. And what really makes a good lead magnet is you look like an expert and you look like you know what you're talking about, and you give them all this value, and you make it seem like you are the go-to person in that area, and you're going to be the one that's going to be able to answer all of their questions. So what are some different so how do you start using these lead magnets within your business? Well, the first place is going to be on your website. And depending on how your website's set up, you may need to drop in links to go to a landing page to collect the information. So if you have like a templated site that's connected with a CRM, that's probably what you're going to need to do. But if you do have a WordPress site, there are plugins available to where you can have pop-ups on your site. So where should you use them on your website? You're definitely going to want to put it on your homepage. If you do have the WordPress option, have it come up as a slide in. If you don't, then maybe drop in some links that you can say, hey, grab my free, XYZ guide, click here, and it'll go to the landing page. You want to make sure it's on your about page, and then go through your blogs. Do any of the blogs make sense to pop it in on there? And then your buyer and seller page are going to be some great places on your website to drop in that lead magnet. Your social profiles. So we talked a couple of weeks ago about how to optimize your social profiles. So just to quickly touch on that again, you're going to want to put that landing page in your bio, maybe the description of some of your photos, such as your profile photo, your cover image. If you have a featured image, you can drop it in there. On your you can pin it to the top of your social profiles as well, because I know like on Facebook you can pin different posts, so you may pin it there so people quickly see that you can grab this great opt-in and start collecting leads that way. Another place you could use those opt-ins are in open houses. So when you do the open house sign in, maybe put on there, drop your email to get XYZ guide. That way people are incentivized to leave their email address with you. Or, you can, at the open houses, you may also be doing some type of giveaway, but if you don't have it in your budget to do like a gift card drawing or something like that, maybe you can just use one of your opt-ins. So that way, when people leave their email, they know to check it within, so many hours. Let us know, hey, I'm going to be at the open house until this time, but you should see it in your inbox this evening. That way you're getting their email. They get, not only are they walking through the open house and you have the opportunity to talk with them, but you can start engaging with them right away as soon as you get home. If you are not active in some local community Facebook groups, I'm going to encourage you to do that. And so you get in these local groups, here I'm in the Carrollton area and I'm in the Carrollton Chatter group. It's just where people talk about what's going on in the community. And so when people are in there looking for real estate agents, you can, offer your services, but you can also, if it's allowed, say, hey guys, I have this great guide on what's going on in this neighborhood or in this community. Who would like a copy of it. And so you can get their emails that way and be able to push out your guide. You may also use it in your email signature. So, when you're sending things out, if you're communicating with people who you may not have worked with before, you can have that guide in there and say, click here to get my free guide. Just keep in mind, the downside is sometimes when we start pushing these things out everywhere, people are going to see what we're doing and they may replicate. So don't take it as, like a stab at you or that they're trying to steal something from you, because the truth is, if they're not in these groups or on my Instagram learning how to use them, all they're doing is posting it. So drop it in your email signature. While most people who are going to see it may have already been on your list, you never know who may see your, who you may be talking to at some point that isn't already on your list. So you may add it there. So once you start building up your email list, the best thing that you need to do is have some type of follow-up series ready to go. And a few weeks ago, I talked about the welcome series. So if you don't have a welcome series set up, I'm going to encourage you to sit down and write a welcome series. And what this is a 3 to 5 part email campaign that quickly lets your new email subscribers get to know you, like you, and trust you right off the bat. If you don't have an email welcome series set up, then be on the lookout, because there could be more information about one, how you can get access to one here in the next couple of weeks through my program. So if you don't have an email series ready to go, whether it's for an opt-in or for new leads, I highly encourage you to start writing that email welcome series because it's going to help you really start engaging with your list right off the bat. I know I mentioned this a few weeks ago with the training that I was taking, and then I shared the information with y'all, but it really hit home. I had for so long heard, the money's in the list, and you have to build this huge email list to make a ton of money and convert more sales. And while that's partially true, the honest truth is the money's in the relationship with the list. So if you are not actively creating relationships with your email list and your social media followers, then how much money could you potentially be leaving on the table? So if you're collecting these emails but not following up with them, not staying in contact, and not sharing information that they find useful for them, then they're probably not going to convert to something later on. So just to kind of quickly recap, a lead magnet is a incentive that you can use to have potential clients give you their contact information and engage in exchange for something in return. Some great options to use for your lead magnets would be a home buyer's checklist, a home seller's checklist, home buyer and seller guides. You can do a relocation guide, how to start adding value to your home. You could do a first time home buyer video series. You could put together market reports, an ebook with a mortgage advisor. So those are some great ways. It's just, make sure you sit down, map out what you want in there, and then Canva is a great option to start building out those lead magnets in. A good lead magnet does 7 things. It solves a problem. It helps them get a quick win. It gets very specific in one topic. It's super easy to digest. It offers a lot of value. It's available instantly, and it showcases your expertise. And then some of the great places to use them is going to be on your website, whether that's your homepage, your about page, blogs, or community in your blogs or your buyer seller pages. Add it to your social profile on your bio, in your description, pin it to the top of your profile, use it at open houses, share it in Facebook groups, and also add it to your email signature. If y'all have any questions, make sure you drop them below. Because I'm using the StreamYard, I'm not able to see them live, but I will get back to any questions that are on there. Instagram, I wanted to say hello to see I said hi to Carrie earlier. Candace and Megan, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're able to get something out of this. Thank you all, and I will see y'all next week with our next training.